What? Welcome, everybody. We are back with more from Mother Matron. I hope you're all doing well and keeping warm. It's very cold. It's very cold. So, last time, we were experiencing strange visions of meat in our little city, where we are surrounded by fog, filled with things. Our city is slowly dying. There appears to be seas of rats beneath the very city, and there is a strange tower. Okay, actually, no, there's a strange being called Mother Matron who sends people into the depths for surveying, and they never come back. And if they do come back, they come back absolutely mad. And we've been selected for one of these surveys. And now we must find our 2 party members, and we're on our way to find one. We also purchased some very questionable meat, which I'm sure is perfectly fine and safe for consumption. Okay. It's a slog of a journey to Forgot, and following the vague directions the map provides certainly does not make it any better. I really should make a more detailed map sometime. Why was the place called Forgot anyway? I really wish I could remember. I see what you did there. Oh, that was why. I see. It's a funny story, actually. The story goes that the name comes from a kerfuffle that happened forever ago, back when the originals were laying the foundation of the boarding. By that, I don't mean the buildings and stuff. They were there when they were found where they were. That's a sentence. Good job, Confetti. Wasn't really fit for life, though, so the originals were taxed with making it livable. Eventually, once things were settled, the originals began sectioning off the boarding into districts, being named by whoever was appointed to run that particular district. Forgot, before it was named Forgot, was established by Saren Butcher Hotchkins, who was best friends with Junk's founder, Possum Brady. Neither were people of good reputations. Excuse me 1 second. Oh, the phlegm just decided to take a hole in my throat right then. The 2 went on a celebratory romp with some jugs of potato rum and their homemade chemical concoction, a drug that would eventually go on to be called canned heat. Interesting. Anyways, as you might have heard earlier, stuff falls from the sky in Junks. Well, at the time, that had not happened yet. There was garbage there, but no one had ever seen it fall from the sky. Can you see where this is? Wait, it's falling from the sky? Like, not like a pile and it's falling out of. It's falling from the sky? How deep of a hole are we in? A porcelain pug dog, about half the size of a person, fell right on Butcher's head while he was taking a massive huff of canned heat, exploding on impact in a mess of shards. Miraculously, Butcher survived, but with permanent memory loss, and so when it came time to officiate the naming of his district, they asked him what he would like to call it. I forgot. I don't really care. And so one of his subordinates got a little creative with the styling, and the name Forgot was born. Bonus fact, canned heat went on to become an extremely popular substance, as some blamed Butcher's survival on the drug's supposed side effect of near invincibility? Damn. The AC gang apparently has a cornerstone on the market and charges a premium for it, though people have made up their own cheaper concoctions in an attempt to approximate it. I don't recommend trying it, especially the homebrew stuff. Stuff can melt your nose clean off, and moreover, it does not make you invincible. It just makes you numb to pain, or at least that's Spruce's conclusion on the matter. Sorry, sometimes I have too much fun talking about the stuff I've learned. The boarding isn't a nice place to live exactly, but it has character to it. Its history especially. I shouldn't waste so much time expositing, though. I'd be in a lot of trouble if I ran into an AC gang patrol. Careful to not make too much noise, I close the door behind me. No interest in being hassled by the ACs, I just want to find Rich and get out of here. Ideally, I should try not to spend too long in one place. I haven't run into anyone yet, but who knows? The building is kind of big. What could be hiding here? Is that a warning game? Is that a warning that if I linger too long in any particular area, I might get my cheeks clapped? Hopefully just Rich. The walls are scuffed and filthy with peeling paint that flakes off like petals on a dying flower. I would love to know where the creator got these pictures because these are really cool. A musty smell of mold and mother knows how many years of dust that have been clinging for dear life, waiting for the living to send it flying. Less graffiti than I expected, though. People with creative bones usually get a lot of inspiration from terrible places, it seems like. Well, now there's something. The entrance hallway terminates in this odd junction between rooms, a small set of stairs leading into darkness. And looks like a mold problem. The matron's seal has been painted on the walls in splatters of red paint. I really do not like this place. Something about it makes the hairs on my neck stand at attention. I feel like a rat in a starving cat's house. Nothing to be done, though. I have to keep moving before terror paralyzes me. Excuse me one second. I don't trust this. I don't trust whatever that is, and I don't trust that hole. Immediately, I begin to regret not having had the thought to bring my lantern, already to fork in the road with each path obscured by shadow. Oh, fuck me. Go straight center. I follow the center path and find nothing but pure darkness. Absolutely cannot see a thing, and now I really wish I'd brought my lantern. The shadow is encompassing and thick like a sauce. I feel as if I can feel it. It's sticking to me and my clothes. I feel like I'm being soaked to the bone in a shade. A film of black mucus clinging to my clothes and skin, and yet I feel compelled to keep moving. And so I walk, and 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 suddenly light. Faintly from dying bulbs mounted to the wall, but light nonetheless. This place could certainly use some color. I really don't like it here. From what I can see, the tunnel continues forward. Which way should I go? Keep following the tunnel. I should have saved right then. That doesn't make any sense. I've been walking straight ahead. How did I get back here? Did I get mixed up in the darkness somehow? Go to the right. Oh, hello. The room is starkly empty. It is coldly lit by an unfeeling bulb in the ceiling. On the ground in the center is a pile of bloody minced flesh, the blood seeping out from it and soaking into the concrete. The room stinks of pennies, pungent enough that it tickles my tongue too, the taste of red life essence. The tips of an iron ballerina's toe tapping gracefully across the taste buds. But the worst of it all, to me, is that I am not alone in this room. There is someone else. Hi! Ah! I raise my hand to defend myself and shut my eyes in terror. I cannot bear to face what was about to happen to me. Then, nothing. Do we have documentation for this group gathering? Yes. Mother Matron sent me a letter and told me to find them. But when I lower my arm, I'm suddenly back here. The way I went, it's blocked up by solid. It looks old, too. Like it's always been that way. Was that a daydream? Or am I dreaming now? I pinch myself. Ow, no, I am awake. I have to collect myself, catch my breath. I really am not sure what just happened at all. Also, hi, Platy. Frankly, I'm terrified and unsettled, but I also know that standing around won't get me answers, nor will it get me any closer to finding Rich. I need to move before something like that happens again. Go to the right. Nothing wrong ever happened when we went to the right. Hold on one second. He is okay seeing it. He is not sure about it. There we go. Sorry, Mom texted. Gonna go look at more houses tomorrow. Let's hope. Fingers crossed, everybody. Which way should go right? Well, good news and bad news. Good news, this place on the right path has some light. I can see. Bad news, it's a dead end. That's a door in front of you. What are you talking about? Ghost with a gun? Oh my god. Mother Matron forever. Your mother is going to happen? Shark! Shit! Does this make you feel cool? Something terrible is going to something terrible is going to happen. Your mother is going to happen. Nothing worth living for. How profound, moron. I'm sorry I lost something. More, thank you for everything. Touch my pee-pee. I think my favorite is Ghost with a Gun. Fantastic luck on my part. Lots of things to look at here, though. This was a kind of artwork I expected to see earlier. Just absolute mountains of scribbles and scrawls, some intricate and beautiful, others inelegant and blunter than a hammer. Some people find this stuff ugly and repulsive. I can understand why, but at the same time, there's an incredible amount of honesty in it. Even in its inelegance, there can be something beautiful to it. The pure desire to make a mark on a world and have someone recognize it. To have someone recognize a pure expression of you, or at least a part of you. Or maybe it's just all scribbles on a wall and I'm reading deeply into nothing. Hello, pet the cat. I have to go find her. And she's sleeping. I'll go give her a quick pet, okay? Thank you for the pats. Thank you for the hydrate. She'll show up eventually. Well, I'm gonna go give Jasmine a pat really quick, so. Alright, I gave her a pet and woke her up. Had to take her to the vet earlier. Nothing serious. She just has to get like a monthly shot for her arthritis because she's my little old lady. She's my little old babushka. Alright. Yeah, Ghost with a Gun. I would probably think of some meanings if I had time to think on it. I don't know. I don't get to talk to many people, so maybe that's why I'm drawn to defacements like this. It's like I'm getting to chat with strangers, hearing the most important thing on their mind right at the moment they were here. Something terrible is going to happen. Mother Matron forever. AC for life. That one looks relatively fresh. Your mother is going to happen. Touch my pee-pee. Okay, maybe I wouldn't want to meet some of these people. Something on the sink catches my eye. A twinkle from the light shining in through the window. Huh, a razor blade. Rusty. Why do I find this so interesting? I want to pick it up for some reason. Reaching my hand towards it, something in the air. An ugly buzz that hovers just above the quiet. A tremor in the air around my hand. Before I can pull back, I've already picked up the razor blade. Look, horrific visions aside that we are about to experience, I think that it's probably smart that we have something sharp on us. I can't guarantee that Mother Matron is going to give us any resources at all. A bathroom in an apartment complex on the wrong side of town. A bathroom in despair. A woman with dark, messy hair has some white tablets in a plastic bag. She delicately pulls one from the bag and stares at it. A slurry of feelings are resting in her stomach. No blinking, her hand trembling slightly, the feeling of tiny ants hopping on and off her body, crawling around with their prickly little feet. For a long moment, she simply stares at the tablet. Then, a part of her wakes up. The part of her that was born years ago during a party that went down in the annals of history in her mind. A place and a time that will never come again. Not even processing her actions, the girl has taken a razor blade dulled with duct tape that she keeps in her pocket. She removes the tape on the razor blade. She proceeds to chop a section of the tablet. She uses a ceramic toothbrush holder to crush it into powder. Beautiful pure snow resting atop a bathroom counter that has not been cleaned in months. Using a straw she procured from a fast food joint earlier that day, she proceeds to huff the powder directly into her nostril. Flame in the nasal cavity. She shuts her eyes as they roll back into her skull. The crackling of fire turns into rapid onset of rapturous ecstasy. Also, Sin, hi, how are you doing? We're doing crack in the bathroom, apparently. But it's not enough. She crushes up more. Snort. A touch of bliss licks her conscience, and then nothing. She's on the edge. She can feel it. Just a little more. Snort, snort, cough, sputter, cough. Was that enough? No, more. One last tablet, for sure this time. The process repeats, and it's up her nose before she can comprehend how much has gone up there already. And then, there it is. She no longer feels like she's in a filthy bathroom. She feels like she's ascending. She passes by Icarus and then the sun. She waves at angels at heaven's door. The vacuum of space welcomes her with open arms, the night sky behind her eyes that comes when the drug is in her system, a feeling that everything is fine. The party is back on, the music is loud and thumping. And then the girl loses balance. She stumbles and falls headfirst into the door with a loud bang. She's jittering like a roach in bleach. Someone's banging on the door. She cannot say a word. Oh, you've acquired the ability to read memory through touch. I'm sure that will not be a problem at all. I feel so strange. My head is swimming. Hi, Nightbug. You missed us snorting coke in the bathroom. What just happened to me? Did I black out? Is this that thing I heard about when you're so tired you start to dream while you're awake? Ugh, I need to get a grip. I should keep moving. I make my way back where I came. What's all this then? This is for Mother Matron. We go left. I find myself trudging down a very dark hallway, only faintly lit by a light at the end of the hall. I walk slowly and carefully to avoid any obstacles obscured by darkness, with my hands crawling on the wall like spiders for guidance. The texture is rough beneath my fingertips, oddly comforting. As I make my way towards the light at the end, my hands reach into nothingness, which nearly causes me to panic and fall. I couldn't see it at first, but there was a path hiding to the right, waiting in ambush. Nothing there I can see except more shadow. Soft darkness waiting for me to wade its waters. If I go down that direction anyways, excuse me. Saving again. Go down the dark hallway, Lizzie. I'm sure nothing bad will happen. The side hallway into darkness eventually leads to an edge there, lit by a small window with a single doorway. That's a penis. Come to the river, pick yourself a body bag. Glimpsing out the window, I think I'm on the second or third floor. It's hard to tell for sure. Wasn't I just underground or something? I didn't even go up any stairs. This building doesn't make a whole lot of sense. More artwork, too. These drawings seem mostly to be done with chalk or very thin paint. Some of it seems to glow faintly in the dark. A message, too. Come to the river, pick yourself a body bag. I really shouldn't stick around for long, but for some odd reason I feel like I want to examine this room closer. Examine the room. I can't help it. I have to look around here. Something's calling me. I look around carefully, shuffling around pieces of broken glass, torn carpet, assorted trash left behind, signs of life moved on. Now that I'm paying more attention, there's an odor here. It's faint, but what glimpses of it my nostrils have are repulsive. Like a body? Ah, that's a body, all right. Or it's something. What the fuck is this? I mean, frick! Fuck! I nearly jump out of my skin at the sight of the desiccated skeleton of something. A rat, maybe? Ugh, who knows how long it's been here. Next to it is a note scrawled on dirty cardboard in a manic hand. I'm too curious. I've spent too long searching on nothing but a hunch. Maybe this is the note that I'm looking for. I haven't eaten in weeks. My stomach hurts a lot. I found a dead rat, probably scurried away from the butcher, clawed at these walls till it died hungry, itchy, scratchy. No one found it in the dark except for the flies and me. The flies ate and ate and ate and fucked and ate and laid eggs all inside its guts. Dead and rotting, its eyes melted out of its head. Lots of eggs, yummy eggs, dotting its skin like grains of rice. Ugh, I ate it. My tummy stopped hurting. I feel alive again. But now my stomach is going buzzy buzzy. That's not how bugs work. Buzzy, 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 buzzy. How long are you going down? I regret doing this. I drop the filthy note on the ground and begin to walk away before the light catches my eye, a shine that pokes my retinas for attention. Oh, it looks like some kind of pamphlet. Society for Initiate Relief. The Weighty Foundation? Is that the Mother Matron symbol? What's that doing there? Reaching my hand towards it, something in the air, an ugly buzz that hovers just above the quiet, a tremor in the air around my hand. Before I can pull back, I've already picked up the paper. Another memory. Okay. A hallway. It sits in a nexus for the lost and destitute, a shelter for the broken and the vulnerable that can't let go. It's that same hallway on a wooden chair sits a woman. She has dark, messy hair, a t-shirt bearing artwork commemorating the tour of a long-forgotten band from decades ago. The radios stopped whispering their tunes, but in her mind, they're full volume on repeat, background noise to a party that she wishes never stopped. Good times long gone. She looks to a pamphlet she was handed during orientation. Not even worth the paper it's printed on, she thinks to herself. She throws the pamphlet into the trash can down the hall with a faux basketball toss and sighs. She has not noticed, but a younger girl with blonde hair and a sweater has taken the seat next to her. She sits there idly for a moment, expecting the dark-haired woman to acknowledge her. However, the woman with the dark hair is lost in space, at least 2 minutes into a song about someone in the corner, in a spotlight losing their religion. It's me in the corner. It's me in the spotlight, losing my religion. The world around her might as well not even have existed. Unfettered, the girl with the blonde hair and the sweater speaks.
So, what are you here for?
The girl is unflappable.
That's okay. You don't have to tell me.
A pause and then...
Meth.
Oh, I'm sorry. We were doing meth in the bathroom, not coke.
Huh?
That's what I'm here to kick. Wasn't my idea, but my folks got worried about me. What? Expecting someone more ghoulish?
No, it's not that.
I'm just teasing you.
She was oddly plucky, and she did not immediately seem to exhibit the signs of long-term meth abuse. Oh, I'm sorry, she was doing meth in the bathroom. We still might have been doing coke. Compared to friends the dark-haired girl had in the past that were on it, she kept herself together rather well. Maybe it was that sickeningly positive attitude. Though now that the cat was out of the bag, there was a slight gauntness to her cheeks, a tiredness to her eyes. Suddenly the subtle details became more obvious. The woman with the dark hair is pensive. The armor on her tongue suddenly cracks as the blonde girl looks at her warmly.
Oxy. My mom dropped me off here.
We were doing Oxycontin, okay.
I see. That's rough. A cousin of mine died from that stuff.
The plucky girl nods in understanding. She flashes a bright smile at the girl with dark hair.
What's your name?
The girl waits a moment, thoughtful, and then...
Loretta.
Oh, Loretta.
I'm Sheena.
And Sheena.
Nice to meet you.
So we have Loretta and Sheena. What in the world? Where was that? When was that? Why did I see that? Am I losing it? I should get moving. This place is getting to me. Gotta get rich and get out of here. Oop. Through the dark, I find a winding stairwell looming in the void. After following a winding staircase, which had a strange absence of landings, I finally reached the bottom. The acid in my legs is burning brilliantly after all those stairs, though I am thankful they were downward. Ahead is a small room, fortunately, brightly lit by light from the outside. Ah, this place seems a little better. The warmth of the light coming in from the windows is comforting. From what I can see here, there's a bathroom to my left and a door at the end of the hall. What should I do? Enter the bathroom. Oh, this place is filthy. Look at the grime and dirt. Who used this place last? 1,000 pigs? 2,000? How big were the pigs anyways? Could they even fit in this room? I've never seen one. Read about them before. I hear they could be very stinky. They sound cute though. Some books I've read even had illustrations that looked kind of sweet. I kind of wish I could hug one. I smile at the thought before a twinkle on the ground catches my eye. Huh? What's that? Reaching my hand towards it, something in the air, an ugly buzz that hovers just above the quiet, a tremor in the air around my hand. Before I can pull back, I've already picked up the object, a ripped-off fingernail. Yikes. So is this Sheena's or Loretta's? It's a dark tiled room. The door is locked. The room has not been cleaned in days. It sits in the darkest corner of the Nexus for the lost and the destitute. A girl has been trapped inside this room for just as long, though the mess is not hers. It's the mess of countless others that were here before her. Her clothes are old and in tatters, not hers. Hand-downs, uncomfortable and filthy, hardly fit for any human being. The girl holds her torn-off nail in the palm of her hand, her index finger burning with pain. The girl has been pounding her fist against the locked door and the tiled wall next to it for hours. Blood is dripping and splashing at her toes. Her nails are chipped and bleeding from scratching at the walls like a furious cat. One was torn off completely.
Fuck off with the self-help bullshit! None of it helps! I can't even feel anything anymore! It's all just... It feels like static. Just noise! All the time! You don't fucking get it! It's not like you really care about me anyways. Let me out! Let me out! Let me out! I need to get gas so fucking bad, man! I can't take this anymore!
Ooh, Sheena's going through it. Also, Jesus Christ, they put her in isolation in this shit room? Hours pass. How many? She doesn't know. Too many.
Please! Let me out of here! It all hurts. It all hurts. Why is it so cold here? Are you trying to freeze me to death? Is that what you want, you freaks?
Hours pass. How many? She doesn't know. Too many.
I just want to go home.
Her body hurts all over. Her stomach has felt like a cauldron for what seemed like eternity. She can almost imagine little holes forming in her stomach lining as it cannibalizes itself. Cannibalizing itself. Maybe that's the trick. Maybe that's what was required of Sheena. Oh, no. This is apparently a rehab institution for those who are suffering from addiction. And we are currently in the perspective of Sheena, somebody who was seeking help for a meth addiction before the apocalypse came. And this is the room they stuck her in when she started going through withdrawal. How hard could it be? She always heard that the force it takes to bite through a finger is little more than biting through a carrot. Her fingers are bony and thin, but look at the flesh on the finger where her nail fell off. Look how the red glistens on the nail bed, like cherry sauce on a sundae. Oh my god, she's gonna eat her own finger. Maybe it's delicious, like heaven and life all at once, right on your tongue. Just as she begins to open her mouth, the door swings open as if it was that easy the whole time. Also, hi, Gate. Hope you're doing well. Welcome on in. We're playing for Mother Matron. A man stands there. His eyes are filled with dark determination that's somehow more frightening than death to Sheena. I can get you what you need, but you're gonna have to help me with something first. Take this and come with me. Oh, Sheena, please don't trade sex for meth. He hands the girl an old rusted kitchen knife and begins walking. This is worse. Sheena, I take it back. Trade sex for meth. I think he's gonna kill us. She stares at it for a moment. Fuck, I can't believe I really said that. Children, don't actually trade sex for meth. She stares at it for a moment, stunned and whimpering, and then she follows. Holy sheesh. That was scary. Something about that was so vivid and real. I'm out of breath. My fingers hurt too. Trade sex for pastrami sandwiches instead. It's better, honestly. Also, I would like to note that the horrifying visions of the past is not actually what we came here to do. We're in, like, post-apocalypse, and some religious figure who runs the government called Mother Matron has ordered us to find 2 other party members by the name of Pucks and Rich because she's decided to send us down beneath the city on essentially what is a suicide mission. Nobody ever comes back, and if they do, they come back completely insane. We're here to find our fellow party member, and poor Lizzie here has just started picking up memories whenever she touches objects. Shit's not going well for Lizzie. I should get moving. There's gotta be something better through that other door. At the very least, I don't want to be here anymore. Lizzie's not even underground in the hell pit, and she's already going through it. You know, call me crazy if you want, but I have a good feeling about this door. Oh, Mother, I really am going crazy. Oh, Mother. Get it together, Lizzie. Get it together. I knock on the door gently. Hello? Is anyone...
Yeah, I'm here.
Fucking hi. White man jump scare. I shriek and stumble backwards. Where the heck did you come from? Sorry, I was sleeping.
That's weird.
You smell kind of funny. What is that smell? The flank of a bizarre steak in my pocket oozes. Without thinking, I almost tell him about the mound of flesh in my pocket, but then the shame of having to justify having purchased it seals my lips. Oh yeah, we also bought some mystery meat. That's not important. Where were you sleeping at? You just popped out of nowhere. You scared me half to death. Oh, over there. He gestures to a small, cramped-looking hole in the northern wall. Is there a bed in there or something?
No.
So you don't sleep in a bed, just in a little hole in the wall. Lizzie, don't shame him. Not everybody can afford a bed. He fidgets a little. I had one for a while, but a couple of those AC gang guys came by and took it. Not that I minded. They needed a place to sleep. I'm happy to help. Ground's just fine for me. Alright, I have a theory. Either he really is as wimpy as he's coming across, and we are possibly quite screwed taking him into the dungeon as a party member, or this is an act, and he's only pretending to be this timid and helpless, and when we least expect it, he's going to shiv us. Did they threaten you?
I'm fine.
Oh, not at all. Oh, that's good. They just kept punching me over and over until I gave it to them. They didn't bother threatening me. This poor kid. I don't recommend taking the chair, by the way. It makes your tailbone hurt after a few minutes. Also, the one leg just likes to come off sometimes if you can't slap it back on. Oh, but you can slap it back on. What? The table is good, though. What was that noise? Game, would you like to repeat that? I really like to keep that, but if it stops you from punching me, I don't mind giving it to you. Please leave the blankets, though. I don't like eating off the floor. Last week, the neighbor brothers lost their frisbee, so I had to give them my plate. I'm not here to take your stuff. Oh, you're not? That's a relief. What are you here for, then? Lizzie, you don't have the right to shame. You're carrying an A5 human flank. Exactly. her pocket, Gate. In her pocket. I explained how I got the letter from Mother Matron and needing to find the boys she mentioned in the letter. Oh, I got one of those letters too. Glad you found me. I wasn't really sure what I was going to do about that. I thought about just heading to Mother Matron's tower, but... He nervously tries to peer behind me. Well, they were still around earlier. You didn't run into any ACs, did you? No, just horrifying nightmare visions. Oh, no, I didn't. I think it's safe to leave now. I pondered telling him about some other things that I saw on the way here, but he'd probably think I was insane. You're rich, right?
My name is Rich, but I don't have any money or anything.
Again, not here to take your things from you. I literally just told you I came here because of the letter. Right, sorry, force of habit. Nice to meet you, Pucks, I'm guessing? No, my name is Lizzie. Weird, you look like a Pucks.
This is strange.
I'm not sure how to take that, but okay. I'm guessing that means you don't know who he is or where he is. Nope, not at all. Why does he sound so proud when he says that? Great. I'm sorry. No, it's okay. We'll just have to go look for him then. How about we head to the market? I've kind of worked up an appetite trying to find you. Sure, that sounds great. Let's go. Rich leads the way out of the building. It's along the way that something unnerves me. Despite just coming back the way I came, I did not enter the same room. I was back at the one hallway from just before the junction, with a symbol painted on the wall. Ooh, there's that noise again. It's the meat in my pocket. He's making the noises. Shh, rest, little baby. Shh, we will reunite you with the mother below soon. Yeah, I freeze. A cold sweat breaks on my forehead. Am I sick? Hey, Lizzie, what you doing? Something wrong? Nothing. I'm coming. Just got a little lost is all. I'm gonna call the meat flank that we've stuffed in our pocket Carlos and just assume that every time I hear that noise, it's Carlos making it. I trot along trying to shake the anxiety off me like cobwebs. It still lingers below the surface. Recruit Rich. Why didn't Mother Matron just tell us all to come to the tower? We could have just all met there and saved so much time. At the market, we both realized that our stomachs were empty, so I decided to buy us lunch. We made our way back to the market and approached my favorite food stand, which sat far away from Meaty Marissa's booth of mystery meat and sold skewers. Oddly, I could almost swear I still felt her gaze. Now she wants you to work for your insanity, apparently. Oh, she's over there. She's keeping her distance, but I can feel her watching me from behind a barrel. She's laser focused on Rich and has not noticed that I've noticed her. Oh, well, I think she's harmless. She's leaving us alone for now, at least. I think she just wants to ogle her crush. I certainly will be better equipped to deal with anything that might happen after a full stomach at the least. The delightful smell of grilled rat and vegetables makes its way to my nose and tickles the part of my brain that causes my mouth to salivate. The strange, slimy meat stinking up my pocket made my stomach churn and twist like a writhing worm. Thusly, I decided to go vegetarian that day. It's mostly carrots and potato. Rich, beaming and blissfully ignorant of Meaty Marissa's shop of horrors, orders a rat skewer. Oh, wow, thank you so much. I don't know how I'll pay you back. You will die for me, down below. But if I take too long, just keep your punches to my body and not my face. I have a really bad toothache as it is. Jeez, this kid. You don't owe me anything. It's a get-to-know-you present. I had some extra allowance anyway. Lizzie, we should spend it on supplies. Like a knife, or extra food, or rope. That was a complete lie, the allowance part I mean, but I wanted to be nice anyways. Besides, who knew if I'd even live to use whatever allowance I had after this ordeal was done? I looked to Rich. He was eating as if he hadn't eaten in weeks. Perhaps he hadn't. So, you're absolutely sure you don't know anyone named Pucks? Nope, not at all. I am extremely positive. Why does he still sound so proud when he says that? Huh. So we still don't have any leads. Who else could we ask? Huh? What is it, Rich? Did you hear something? Huh? A drone. A strange flying thing nearly crashes right into Rich's head, but fortunately is stopped short. Looking closer at it, it seems to be made of metal and plastic. What the heck is that thing?
Birdie.
I think it's a bird. I'm gonna call him Birdie. Rich, that's not a bird. Look at it. It flies. Of course it's a bird. I suddenly have a headache. The little flying machine that made weird chirping noises and rotated slightly back and forth. It almost looked like it was beckoning us, albeit crudely. Look, the bird wants to show us something. Oh, is Pucks an engineer? Thank God he found us. Rich, that isn't a bird. Wait for me, Birdie. Tweet, 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 tweet. I feel like you could hold up a plucked chicken to Rich and go, "Behold a man," and he would believe you. Lizzie, it's not listening to me. I'm gonna catch it. Not liking my odds with Rich in the party, guys. I'm just saying. I'm kind of feeling like I'm gonna have to carry him. I'm not sure I can do that. At the very least, I got a meat shield. Oh, wait a minute. And just like that, the machine and Rich take off. Hey, wait for me. The strange metal flying machine weaves its way through the air of junk with a boat-like grace, listing to and fro through the gusts of wind. Rich continues to chase and shout wildly with reckless abandon, not even considering that at any moment a 10-ton metal dumpster full of garbage and scrap could land right on his very head. No one had an explanation for it, but the District of Junks, originally established by Possum Brady, who always felt more at home amongst piles of trash and filth, had a dangerous characteristic. Unpredictably, things fall from the sky here, from a source that no one has been able to determine, like rain, but pulpier, and sometimes deadly. Sometimes you're lucky, and the only thing that lands on you is moldy fruit, or maybe some bag of animal feces. Other time, you'll get the shell of a car landing on your head, or shards of glass. One time I saw a bowling ball. I mentioned the porcelain pug of legend earlier. This isn't to say there isn't a reason to come to Junks, or rather that people don't find a reason. Oh, they got that fish rain phenomenon going on. They do. If you're persistent and know what to look for, one can find things of extraordinary value or things that can be polished to value. Components for machines, clothes, sometimes preserved food, cans, plastic wrapped. I found some comic books here once. It was about a young man that had a violent alien being possessing his hand, and the two had to learn to coexist. Oh, Parasite. This world seemed a lot nicer. Their world seemed a lot nicer than mine, to be honest. I stopped following Rich for a moment. Why am I pursuing this with such drive? My chances of survival are close to none. If legends are to be believed, a horror of unspeakable character, or to one so unspeakable as to render all who encounter it speechless, awaits me. If I stood here long enough, I could simply wait for oblivion to find me. End the whole ordeal right here. Just close my eyes and breathe, and life will have come and gone in a flash. You'll make it back in one piece. Even if you don't believe it, I do. I believe in you, Lizzie. For what it's worth, if anyone was ever to make it back, I think it would be someone like you. I must rely on my children's support to do what must be done for the collective good. What was I doing? I can't lose myself. I have to keep strong. There are more important things at stake. I'm scared beyond belief, but just lying down to die isn't how I want to go. I have friends that believe me. I have to help the collective. Sorry, don't know what happened there. Whatever that ends up meaning, it's clearly important. I look up. Rich is far away, but I can still see him. If I start sprinting now, I think I can still catch up. I slap my cheeks and scan the sky for any garbage rain and take off after him. And then I fall on my face. Ow! Huh? It's a paper cup. Nothing really unusual about that, especially not here. And yet, I'm drawn to it for some reason. Why is that? I want to look at it, though. I can't really tell you why. Can't give you a reason I should, either. Rich is running away and I could lose him. Examine the cup. I reach my hand towards it. Something in the air, an ugly buzz that hovers just above the quiet, a trembling in the air around my hand. Before I can pull back, I've already picked it up. Two women stand at a balcony, each holding paper cups filled with warm coffee. The balcony rests in a nexus for the lost and destitute. Sheena and Loretta! The girl with the dark hair, Loretta, told her blonde-haired friend Sheena a deep secret that's been haunting her like a ghost.
You're pregnant?
What? Loretta?
Shh. Quiet.
Loretta sternly puts a finger to her lips. Her eyes are panicked and reddened from hours of crying.
Sorry. But how?
Loretta buries her face in her palm.
I really don't know. My body didn't even want to tell me until recently. I have no idea what to do. Me, a mother.
Wait, did you get Oh, I'm very concerned. I now have a theory. It's not a very pretty one, but I have a theory. What if Loretta was assaulted by one of the guards or one of the orderlies? She doesn't remember. I mean, she's going through withdrawal from Oxycontin. She could also have other drugs in her system for all we know. Or they could be giving her other drugs. What if she was assaulted by one of the orderlies? And that orderly... The Virgin Mary, though. Jesus? Maybe. You never know. But what if that scene that we saw with Sheena, where she was desperately, like, clawing at the walls, going through withdrawal from meth, and the guy offered to give her stuff if she followed him and, like, handed her a rusty knife? What if that happens after this? What if he, like, what if he has her kill Loretta? Or kills Loretta himself and then frames Sheena? I'm worried for these two. She stares into space. Thousands of nightmare scenarios are flashing behind her eyes. 1,000 more failures to be responsible for. For once, there was no excusing it. Before she could blame the negative effects of her actions on people as the price they paid for choosing to care about her, choosing to associate with her. This, though, life was forming inside her, and everything she'd do from here on would have direct consequences for it. Already had consequences waiting to reveal themselves, she figured. Jesus would be funnier. You're right. Sheena looked at the ground pensively.
Do you know who the father is? Could they help?
Bittersweet memories flood her head. Parted too soon. Or was it too late? Was that before or after the party? Why did the party have to stop? Okay, so probably not the orderly. Even worse, what if it wasn't... Okay, possibly still the orderly. What if it wasn't that time? What if the conception happened somewhere in the dark oblivion of unconsciousness that nearly swallowed her life?
I might know who, but we'd have to test to see. He's gone, anyway.
What about your mom?
I can't bear to see you like this. You're killing yourself. What would your father think? You have to wake up eventually. Please stop this, please. You look terrible. I wish I had my baby girl back.
I've put her through enough as it is. I've been dead inside for the past God knows how long at this point. Living pill to pill. I could see the look in her eyes. It killed her inside. Every time. No. I've decided. I'm on my own with this one.
A long silence rests itself on the moment.
Are you going to keep it?
What was that? I feel like the more time goes on, the less of a grip I have on myself and reality around me. Losing my mind, seeing stuff, I really can't take it. No use worrying about it, though. I need to keep moving. Hopefully I can still catch up to Rich. After a long and exhausting chase, I finally catch up to Rich and the machine. The building looks remarkably better than most other structures in Junks, which were usually absolutely wrecked. It was kind of eerie, and I couldn't help but wonder how this one building stayed so sturdy. Wow, we went pretty far. That was a lot of fun, Birdie. The little machine makes a beep and then proceeds to fly away to the top of the building. It disappears inside one of the open windows at the top. Aw, Birdie's gone. I groaned and gave up correcting him at this point. I was too out of breath to care. I think it wants us to go inside, maybe? I think so too. Let's go. It's not hard to kidnap Rich. It's not hard to kidnap Rich at all. Appearances can be deceiving. For as relatively nice as the building looks on the outside, the inside more resembled the trash heap aesthetic I expected. While the building was clearly intact structurally, there were all kinds of garbage, scrap metal and tools strewn everywhere. If you told me that at a time that a tornado had just torn through the building, I'd probably have believed you. What a mess. What is this place?
It's my house.
British! At least I think. A tall boy with a grumpy face and a black metal helmet wanders in, holding a strange flying machine from earlier.
Birdie!
Oh my gosh! Is that Birdie you're holding? What did you do to Birdie?
What the hell are you...
He means the little machine you have in your hand.
Oh, you mean the drone. It ain't a bird, moron.
Never mind, he's not British. False alarm, everybody.
Birdie!
It's not, but it flies.
Have you, never seen a picture of a bird? Or do you have holes in your brain?
Oh, so it's not a bird? I guess you're right now that I look at it closer, Lizzie. Why didn't you tell me? I did tell you. I mean, darn it.
Don't have time for this shit. You said your name was Lizzie, right? That means the kid with the detuned radio for a brain is rich, I assume.
Yep. Yes, correct. You wouldn't happen to be Pucks, would you?
Yes! Fucking finally. I'm looking all over for you two.
But you were just standing around in your house.
What do you think the drone was for? It's got a camera. I was using it to look for you.
Huh? Oh, that's really cool. Where did you get it?
Made it myself. You would be amazed what cool shit you can find around Junks if you know where to look. Machine parts and electrical components lying beneath the garbage, just waiting to be put to use.
There's a glint in his eye as he talks about it. This kind of thing really makes him happy, I think. He must really love building things. Sometimes people look down on those that spend all their time in Junks, let alone a guy who lives here. How has his house not gotten crushed yet? But I kind of admire it. Takes a lot of resourcefulness to be able to wade through garbage and scrap and find stuff that's useful, or make something new out of it. Whoa, that's amazing. So, is that the camera in front? He nods proudly while tapping the bulbous camera orb. Whoa! How are you able to see the pictures, though?
It has a UHF transmitter on the rear of the chassis. It can beam a signal back to the antenna on my portable TV. I have to be careful, though. If I block the line of sight between them, the signal doesn't come through.
He talks excitedly and fast. It's a little hard to follow all the details. He seems really happy to talk about it, though. Wow, I didn't understand much of that at all. I think he's saying the drone sends the pictures to his TV so long as they can see each other. Oh, I see. So using that, he was looking for us? How did you know what we looked like, though? We're all strangers.
Yeah. I didn't.
Oh, so was he even actually looking for us then when the drone found us? Oh, so you just found us by accident.
Yeah.
So really, he just wanted us to think he was using his drones for something productive when he was actually just playing with it. You were just having fun flying it, weren't you? For a moment, he looks like he's about to explode.
Anyways, we have to get going, don't we?
Damn.
Gotta do what Mother says, right? Even if it's sending us to a fucking grave. I'll be back in 5 minutes. Just gotta grab my box of tools and shit.
I notice Pux's nose suddenly scrunches as he lets out a cough. He waves the air, trying to waft the awful scent away. His eyes dart between me and Rich, attempting to find the culprit. It's Carlos. The meat in my pocket oozes in embarrassment. It's okay, buddy. It's okay. I keep my mouth shut. Rich stands there, oblivious and nose blind to the smelly flesh at this point. Puck simply shakes his head and leaves the room. He made Carlos embarrassed.
We should probably get going.
Yeah, we should. Together we make our way to Mother Matron's monolith. Try saying that 3 times fast. I wonder if this is the hospital that we saw in all the visions. The monolith sat tall, looming over us as if we were pitiable little slugs ready to get squished under its boot. The sky always looked different here, looked wrong somehow. The normal and ever-present set of pillowy clouds congealed into this fluid jelly that seemed to want to slither inside the tower through every small crack and opening and swallow everything inside. It never would, though. It simply maintained a comfortable distance from the tower out of fear. A fear that was starting to make its way into me as I gazed at the monolith. Doesn't matter how many times I see it, it still floors me how huge this thing is. Wow, I've never been this close to it before. It's so big. Yeah, it's big, all right. Puck stormed past us and went inside, hands in his pockets. Rich and I followed Puck's inside, brows furrowed and somewhat offended. The lobby was a bit underwhelming compared to the rest of the building, but it was also considerably more damp than I thought the Mother Matron would like. For some reason, I thought someone would be meeting us here. Apparently, there's no welcoming committee. There's an intercom, though. A what? Over there. He gestures to the strange box on the wall with 2 dimly lit red lights on it. It's an intercom, something you can use to talk to someone who's in a different part of the building. Oh, I see. You're really smart, huh? How does it work? Oh, well, I've never used one. Just read about them in some old books I found. I think you're supposed to press that button to talk to it. Oh, I see. With none of us wanting to actually press the button, we stood there until awkwardness decided to arrest itself on the moment. So you gotta press it or what? Huh? I didn't realize I was supposed to. Well, of course you are. You wanted to see how it works. Best way to do that is to use it. I hesitantly press a finger on the button. What do I say? My voice cracked from the nerves. I don't know. I guess, hi, we're the 3 Mother Matron summoned. Okay, We all jump a mile in our shoes. Fucking shit! I guess it heard you, Pucks. Shut the fuck up. Pucks, was that really called for? I don't really care. Let's move. We gotta hit that 12th floor. Hey, Skunky. Puck stormed off again. Rich's eyes were glued to the floor. He looked like a sad little mouse, and I felt my heart twinge for him. He's kind of a jerk, isn't he? No, he's not so bad. I think he's just scared like me. He just shows that differently. Rich?
Let's get going.
We should get going. Yeah, you're right. 12 flights of stairs later. After an exhausting climb up quaky stairs, we find ourselves on the 12th floor. The landing leads us to a narrow hallway, the walls of which lay flat and uncomfortably angular and sharp, extremely artificial looking. It felt as if the hallway was made out of sharp knives resting against each other, waiting for the right moment to slice us to ribbons. The hall terminates in an aged doorway, made of wood and fogged glass. Behind it, theoretically, was the dear Mother Matron, waiting to greet us and embrace her dear children. I'd finally get to meet the paragon of kindness that I knew as the caretaker of every girl and boy I knew. And yet every synapse in my body was afire, screaming at me to turn and run. I kept my feet firm, but were my skin sentient, it would have ripped itself off my flesh and jumped out of the closest window it could find. I guess this is it. We're like at an hour waypoint, but I want to go for like a little bit more.
That's weird.
Are you sure? This place is so... I don't know. Something about it bothers me. I'm as positive as I can be. Well, it's nice of you to volunteer to go first, Pucks. You're such a great guy.
God damn it.
I didn't say anything about that, you dipshit.
You're kind of a jerk.
Shh, stop yelling. I'll go first. I volunteered so confidently just to get them to shut up, but in the instant I said it, I felt intense regret. I was totally gonna do it anyway, but fine, if you insist. Thanks, Lizzie. And so I stepped closer. Come on, Lizzie. Get in there. I reached my hand to open the door. I knocked. Hello? We're here. Mother Matron? We're coming in. I clasped the doorknob. I twisted it, only to find it locked. Huh. Silence filled the hall. Are you Mother Matron? Hello? Anyone there? Silence filled the hall yet again. Then a crackling static buzz leaked in from the ceiling above us. I looked up to see a speaker. A warm and tender voice laced with static drips through the perforated disc in the ceiling.
Yes, my darlings. Your Mother Matron is here. You are all ready to do what I asked you, yes?
That's... Okay. We're here, aren't we? Get on with it.
I'll elect to ignore your impudent tone, Puck. For now.
I think this is the same voice actress, actually, as Sheena. Wait, are you gonna come see us?
No, my children. I am unable to...
Hold on one second. Hold on one second. Let me just... take that down. Well... Okay, there we go. The music's just a little bit too loud. The voice, Okay. A raspy cough erupts through the speakers, hissing and peaking.
Alas, I must remain secluded.
Huh. Doesn't even have the courtesy to see us off before she sends us to be butchered. Pucks!
Do you have something to say, Punxsutawney?
No, just wondering when you're gonna get to the point.
Because of my illness, I am unable to carry out the grand mission of the collective, which is what you have been called here for, my children.
Grand mission? What's the grand mission?
We seek the womb of paradise, my beloved.
1 second, again. Get over here. Also, never good. Nothing good has ever been called the womb of paradise.
It is no secret that life in the boarding is difficult. I have tried my hardest to make it as wonderful as possible for you all, but there's only so much that can be done. I dream of a future where we can leave the boarding and travel to a place of peace and love and kindness. That is what the womb of paradise is, my dear. It is your real home, where you all belong.
Oh, but Mother Matron, I'm not into unbirthing.
And it lies in the depths of the crepuscule.
So that's what the surveyors are meant to do? Search for the womb of paradise in the crepuscule?
Yes, the honorable surveyors are to carry on the mission of seeking the womb of...
Yeah. Search for the MacGuffin in the creepy dark tunnel. We get it. How will we know what it looks like, and what are we supposed to do once we find it?
You are fortunate that I have patience for such impudence. You will know it when you find it. It is a paradise beyond measure, impossibly resplendent and inviting. A place where all your troubles will melt away like ice. Once you find it, should you succeed in doing so, you are to return to the boarding so that you may guide your siblings on the great journey. Am I understood? Any questions?
I have one, Mommy. Rich, why? Why haven't we heard about this grand mission before? The Womb of Paradise sounds wonderful. I wish I could have started looking for it earlier. I would have been right by your side the whole time searching if possible.
Rich, my dear boy, the womb of paradise lies in the dangerous depths below. You are only going there because it has become necessary. Were I not in a state of unwellness, I'd make the journey myself. I do not want to compel my children to delve into the darkness unless I have to.
I see. That's so considerate of you, Mommy. Pucks groans loudly. I have a question. Is there anything you can do to help us succeed? Anything you can give us? Some advice, perhaps? Maybe some tools? Some food? A knife?
Near the shaft leading to the crepuscule is a locker room filled with various items.
Okay, thank you, Mother. That's all I wanted.
Anything from there that might be of use.
This is like getting a free 40 gameplay routine.
As far as advice, all I can offer is to never give up hope. Keep seeking paradise, even when it feels impossibly out of reach.
I have a question too, Mother. The word mother leaves his lips like a loogie. It's like he hates that the word is in his mouth. Why would you pick us? Out of all the kids you could have picked, why us specifically? Suddenly, coughing erupts again, more intense than before.
I must rest now, my dears. Please hurry. I do not know how much longer I have left for this world. I must bring you to paradise before I depart this mortal coil. Be vigilant. I love you.
It's weird. Somebody's using a voice changer. Silence. I guess that's the end of the conversation. Pucks glared towards Mother Matron's receding shadow. I tapped him on the shoulder gently. I guess she left. He continued to glare for a moment but finally turned away. Let's fucking go already. Pucks made his way to the stairs. Rich and I exchanged looks and then followed suit. Wordlessly, we went down the long set of stairs to the first floor. It was less tiring going down than going up, fortunately. The locker room itself sat in a hall to the side of the stairs, positioned towards the back of the monolith structure. The lockers themselves were in terrible condition. Most of the doors had either fallen off or were seemingly kicked in. We were all still shaken from the conversation with Mother Matron, but we tried our best not to let our fear manifest itself. Rich was the first to speak. Yeesh, this smells horrible. No kidding. Let's get our shit and get going. Carefully avoiding puddles and scummy tiles, Puck stepped past Rich to the lockers. He began rooting through them. What do you see? Nothing mind-blowing, but something better than nothing in the situation, I suppose. Here. Fuck yeah, crowbar! No, don't give it to Rich! God damn it! Pucks tossed a crowbar to Rich. The crowbar nearly bonked him on the head and knocked him out, but he fortunately caught it with a yelp. Ah, careful! You caught it, didn't you? Pucks rummaged around some more. Yeah, this could work. Here, Lizzie, take this. A knife! Yeah, baby, let's go! I'm gonna stab so many fucking things. Pucks fortunately handed me a large knife. It was a lot heavier than it looked. Careful, it's not the sharpest thing, but you could still cut yourself pretty easily with it. I carefully ran my right hand along against the side of the blade. Its rusty surface felt scratchy against my fingertips. I'll be careful with it. What are you taking? Okay, a Louisville Slugger. Nice. Pucks pulled out a large wooden baseball bat. He took a few practice swings with it, getting comfortable with the weight. I'm taking this Slugger.
You're really cool.
It suits you. Do you play baseball? I used to. I had a couple of friends I used to play with, but never mind. It's not important. It was brief, but I saw his eyes briefly... Excuse me, hiccups. It was brief, but I saw his eyes briefly fill with sadness. I felt bad for asking, but I had the feeling apologizing would just hurt him more. Are there any tools in these lockers or something? I feel like we might need those. Is there any food? How long are we expected to be down there in the crepuscule? I have something in my toolbox, but let me take a look. Doesn't hurt to have more to work with. Pox rummaged around some more, then shouted in excitement. Aha! A toolbox! Let's see what's inside. Not bad, seems well stocked. Some of the tools are kind of old and rusty, but they can get the job done, adding you beauties to my collection. Alright, I think this is everything we need. Or at least everything we're gonna have. Are you two ready? Yeah, I suppose so. Me too. As ready as I'll ever be. I wonder if this is like a day job, like a 9 to 5. Do we clock in, go to the crepuscule, and then come back or something? Surely not. Lizzie gave away all her possessions. Just going in with no food. I'm sure this is fine. Pucks nodded and led us on, though the shower room was... Through the shower room was a room that was largely empty. Save for the old hatch. I think this is it. I swallowed hard. I could hear the light chattering of teeth behind me, probably coming from Rich. I looked at them, nodded, then went down the hatch. Didn't even bring, like, supplies for map making. How are we? Markers? Chalk? Paint? Anything? How are we supposed to find our way back? We now stood in the long, dark tunnel which extended far ahead into pure darkness. We don't have a light! We don't have any... Yeah, torches! The tunnel felt uncomfortably cold, both to the skin and to the soul. The very air carried the message. This was a place that held nothing but abject misery. Even if you were blind to the decrepit appearance of the tunnel, the cold would tell you this was a place where happiness had never been. We could see our breath in the tunnel, white mist punctuating each exhalation. Purr! You wouldn't happen to have another sweater, would you, Lizzie? No, sorry. It's not really helping me as much as you think it would. Still bet it's warmer than what we're wearing. I hope it's less cold further in, but that's probably futile. Shall we get going? We're gonna fall down a hole and die. Pucks and Rich nodded. We descended further into the tunnel, trying not to pay mind to the fact that our chances of coming back out were slim to none. The craggy tunnels were illuminated. Well, they probably wouldn't be slim to none if you at least brought some more stuff. The craggy tunnels were illuminated by lonely light bulbs which miraculously had not burnt out. Who knows how long they had been burning down here? Must be some kind of mine. Really? What makes you say that? I've read some books about them, and the pictures in them look a hell of a lot like this place does. I bet you 20 Drox will find mining equipment somewhere ahead. I thought back to my market purchases earlier today. Well, unfortunately for you, I'm broke. What a shame. I'll take an IOU then. I gave a little laugh at that. It was nice to see that Pucks had a lighter side to him. Hey guys, look at this. What is it? I think it's a journal or something. Paper! Thank God. Resting on a wooden bench against the wall was a small little book with a black leather, or maybe faux leather cover? Let me take a look at that. Do we really have time for this? I'll take any excuse not to go further in, thank you very much. I thumbed through the journal. Many pages were water damaged and illegible, but eventually I found a section that was somewhat readable. I read aloud. I love how it feels inside me. Oh, starting off spicy. I love the feeling of it crawling around inside my guts, the razors on its fingers scraping the walls, and it hurts and bleeds, but I feel beautiful. The feeling of life inside, feeding on my insides. Everything about me keeps it alive. I will protect it with my life, even if it hurts. I will kill if I have to kill. I will pillage if I have to pillage. When I rest as dust to be blown off the top of the old shelf, scattering into the air as grain, remember not for how I stood, but for the thing that grew inside me. I cannot wait for it to hatch and crawl out between my legs. It's kicking. The rest is entirely... The rest of the entry was illegible, and the writing stopped shortly after this point. What did any of that mean? It sounded like it was written by someone with a few screws loose. I wouldn't read that deep into it. Lizzie, get your knife. I don't know. We looked around frantically. Hold on. Saving. We couldn't see anything. Oh, Meat Man! What the fuck is that thing? There behind Rich, we saw something that my mind could scarcely comprehend. Look at it jiggle. A horrible lumbering tower of meat with glassy blue eyes that stared with cold hunger and malice. Behold a man! It writhed in the distance, a living nightmare that was delighted to know that none of us could wake up to escape it. While it was hard to determine exactly where its attention was drawn, it was clear that Rich was in its sight. That's when it reared up and charged at Rich. If I didn't do something, that monstrosity would do something terrible to him. Push Rich out of the way. If I wanted to save Rich, there was only one option. There was no way he would react in time to get away. He wouldn't even know he was getting killed until after the creature gored him. Watch out! So I charged towards Rich and shoved him out of the way. What? Wait, I didn't mean to take his place. I just meant to, like, move the dude. He was safely out of the way while I stood in his place. Before I could get too comfortable, I heard the stomping feet of the beast. It was coming right at me. Poke him in the eye, Lizzie! I stabbed hard in front of me. The creature ran right into my blade, officer. He ran into my blade 10 times. The blade dug deep into the creature's flesh with a crisp slice. The creature let out a yelp and stumbled backwards in shock and pain, taking the blade with it. No, Lizzie, you were supposed to keep a hand on that! I had no weapon now, but at least I had time to put distance between myself and the beast. I ran to Pucks and Rich. Fuck, it took my knife! Son of a bitch! That was my only one! Fucking awesome! Yeah, got it, Lizzie. It's back. I looked at the creature, which was starting to find its footing. Yeah, but not for long. It's okay, I have a plan. One of you needs to distract it. Oh, fuck me. Okay, here we go. Distract it? Yeah, get its attention. Draw it away from me and keep its focus on you. I'll get it from behind. Oh, wow, great idea. Who should do it? Don't care, just decide amongst yourselves. And then Pucks took off running. Rich looked at me terrified. I had to decide which one of us... I guess it'll be me. I don't trust this guy. If you want something done right, you have to do it yourself, or so I justified to myself. I'll do it. Be careful. I'll be fine. It seems rather likely that it wouldn't be, but that was neither here nor there. I stepped to the side away from Pucks and Rich. I had some room to think now. It was up to me to lure the creature away from them. Okay, the creature was hungry and fancied us for a meal, a carnivore. Therefore, what bait would be better than flesh? A shame that I only thought to offer my own. I don't want to offer Carlos. He's my friend. Hey, woo! Look at me. I'm a yummy thing. Come and get it. I tried to ignore the look of befuddlement Pucks threw my way and continued. I waved my arms wildly and continued shouting. Come on, take the bait. Come on. Come on. It was still focused on Pucks. I had to think, I had to try something else. Come and get me, you big stupid-eyed bug hunk of rat meat! That caught its attention. I wonder if it somehow knew I had insulted it. Do not deny Carlos his destiny. No, I am to reunite him with the mother below. The beast reared up and then charged. I wanted to run, but my legs kept firm. I had to trust Pucks. I closed my eyes. A wet, meaty thud. I opened my eyes, and Pucks was bashing the creature repeatedly with his bat. Die, you son of a fuck! He finally stopped. Things were quiet. The beast is alive! Hit it again! Another heavy bash from Pucks. The beast was lying on the ground, twitching and wheezing horribly. Keep going. It's not done yet. The horrible blood stank of metal and rotten pooled on the ground beneath. With a pathetic little whimper, the creature stopped twitching. Its one giant eye lost expression. It saw nothing more except eternity. It was dead. It's dead. Oh, thank God it's dead. Is everyone all right? Yeah, I'm all right. Liz? Yeah, I'm fine. I can't believe we made it all in one piece. Same here. This thing is awful. Look at that. Its saliva is corrosive. Oh, God. What? Acidic. It melts things. Look. From the large tusked teeth, still not sure what you would call them, saliva dripped into a growing pool of blood below. The blood bubbled and hissed with each drop of saliva. We should be very careful. Try not to step into the blood puddle or to touch that thing. But I need my knife back! Another cry, similar to the beast that we had just killed, echoed across the tunnel from multiple directions. This creature was not the first, and it would not be the last. More were coming, and we had to move now, but my knife! I agree, run! My knife! We immediately took off, being careful to leap over the blood pool and not trip on the rough floor. We ran faster than we ever ran in our entire lives. I'm certain of that.
I think we should head straight here. It looks like a dead end on the left. Whoa!
I glance behind me and see Rich halfway inside the ground, holding on for dear life.
Please, help!
In an instant, Rich was swallowed into the darkness. I couldn't do anything. Y'all saw. I couldn't do shit. I began to run back, hoping I could pull Rich back in, but I was grabbed by my arm.
Liz!
I'm sorry, but we can't do anything for him now. We have to go. Oh shit, I should have saved. I glared at him for a second and then relented. We took off running, that horrible wheezing and scream growing louder and louder behind us. I glanced back to the looming shadows down the tunnel. Where were they even coming from? It didn't matter. I kept running. We both did. Nope, this is canon now. No! And ran and ran. Huh? I'm back here. I didn't even fall unconscious that time. Geez, though, my memories are so vivid. It feels like it's happening all over again. Like I'm really there. Maybe those aren't memories. Maybe this place is a memory? Or is it a dream? Maybe both are dreams? Or are both real, happening at the same time? No idea how that would work. Before I can ponder it further.
Have you ever wanted to look through the eyes of others? Once there was a boy named Hector who dreamed of doing that. So he gouged out the eyes of his sister and tried to put them in his own head. It didn't work. All he saw was full dark after that. A shame. A shame. If she only tried the dog's eyes instead. Those would have worked better. The messenger knows a better way, though.
I suppose that's what it calls itself, the messenger.
The messenger can share the brain signals, the memories. They are not yours, but I'll share them with you. Then you can see just like Hector wished he could since birth.
So this thing is asking if I want to see someone else's memories? Yes.
Excellent. Excellent. Then you will see. See with the eyes of another. I shall be your Pythia. I will show you.
Ooh, am I gonna switch to, like, Rich's perspective? The creature walks behind me, palpable excitement in its gait. The slurping increases, the world grows dark again, but this time the darkness, as seen by eyes foreign to me. I am seeing from Rich's perspective! Oh, that's cool. Rich tumbled down through the dark maw. Lizzie's cries of the and the wailing beasts faded into silence as the blackness swallowed him. He fell for what felt like a lifetime, his body battered by walls of stone and cut by knives of rock. Yeah, there was no getting Rich out of the hole. Rich was certain that this was all leading up to a grand splat that would leave his skull leaking brain juice and blood, a messy, unceremonious end. All that was and would ever be of the boy known as Rich, reduced to a puddle of meat, his body a buffet for maggots. To his surprise, however, he landed alive. Unconscious for a while, and probably with a few broken bones, but alive. Eventually he came to. Rich slowly rose to his feet, groaning a little. And that's where we'll end it for now. And we'll pick it up again. Probably not tomorrow, but definitely on Monday. Let's save. And go to the main menu. And that will be all for Mother Matron tonight. Thank you for joining me for that. I can't wait to see where this goes next.